Do.
I know Bad Man's an intimidating guy, but I mean,
He's got that very Shaft-esque appearance. Uh,
it's the name.
yeah, it is.
Shaft likes to think he's cool. We let him believe it.
Hey, any white guy with dreadlocks, right?
I'm kidding.
Attempt 2.
Attempt 2, no disconnects allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be getting started again on Ohana Ladder Edition, interestingly enough. And I'm going to drop jEcho from the call, so I'm not giving away any information. Alrighty, man, I will catch you on the other side of this game. Good luck.
Alright, thanks a lot.
No problem. Alright, so here on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have the red Zergling Well, that was odd. The red Zergy McFerguson. His name is Bad Man. And on the top left-hand side of the map, we have the blue Zergy. His name is jEcho. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm a retard. I forgot to change over my hotkey settings. Give me just a second. Ah, yes. That is much, much better. Okie dokie. So, I know what Bad Man is going to do. I can already tell you this. He loves his 14-14, but he doesn't do any kind of Ling aggression out the gate. He gets a couple more drones, gets that early queen, gets the early gas, makes his expansion, gets 6 Lings, and then does a little bit of aggressive scouting with those 6 Lings. He really likes to get a very early layer and uses his overseer to get information and be very defensive. He feels like, in theory, getting that extra gas, getting that layer should put you at risk. But in practice, it gives you scouting information that is almost undeniable, and that in and of itself is going to allow you to scout some kind of all-in and let you prepare for it. Prepare for anything that may or may not be coming at you. Okay, so second restart. We are going to be trying for number 3, I suppose. No problem. These things happen. But we have dropped from 5 viewers to 0. Though, Is the stream still working, Carl? I've dropped quite a few frames.
Let's see.
Sorry, refreshing my page, and it looks like you're good.
Okie doke. Sounds good to me.
I don't know how you dropped to 0 viewers because I was viewing.
Yeah, it's odd, but Twitch can do that sometimes.
Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic again.
Frank is telling me that he had to refresh to reconnect because he had a black screen, so apparently I did drop some frames there. But it's okay, a little hiccup in the network connection. These things happen. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, guys, but hey, it's jEcho. Things are gonna get a lot better from here on. Uh-oh, TT Pig just logged on. Let me see if he wants to play. Alright, game 1, part 3.
Yep.
So, oh! jEcho is not a Terran player.
Oh, no. Might be. There he goes.
Awesome. Okay. Now, we are going to be going right back onto Ohana. The same things pretty much apply as far as the matchup goes. And someone just dropped from the call? No? Okay, whatever. In any case, we are back. Bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zergy IS jEcho. Now, let me change starboard because somehow these guys switched colors on me. Jerks. Why would they do that? Now on the top left-hand side, we've got Bad Man.
So, what would you do if he actually didn't do his 14-14 and you just went on that huge rant saying, yeah, I know what he's going to do, and he doesn't do it?
Well, there's always a possibility he fast hatches, but... Bad Man. I don't know.
Do you think he'll be nervous? Has he ever played a semi-pro before?
Actually, he's played jEcho before.
Oh, okay.
And he's always lost to him, so he's actually kind of excited about this game too.
Revenge. All right.
All right, a little bit of feedback from Pig. He says he's cheers for the offer, but he's good. He's deep in practice mode. He's got a couple of big events around the corner, and he's trying to stay 100% focused. But good luck with the show, and tell jEcho he said hey. So
Sweet.
That's what we're on now. Okay, so yeah, Bad Man choosing to make a liar out of me. He gets the pull before gas, so he's gonna be doing probably that gasless expand, which I've never seen him do. So,
I'm thinking it's gonna be more. Oh yeah, well, the gasless expand. So you mean the standard play?
Well, it's still a gasless expand.
Well, technically,
he's
yes.
expanding with no gas. It's a pull before hatch, but pull before hatch could still involve a gas. So I don't know.
Yeah, it usually does.
Yeah, English is a very versatile language. I try to be as specific as possible. So this is now a gasless expand up until this very second, because now he's getting that extractor.
jEcho's still sitting with no gas, so he might be going for a couple of queens beforehand. Or... Oh no, here comes the gas. Okay. Interesting.
I'm just kind of looking at these guys and wondering, well, I'm really wondering what Bad Man is doing, because this build's intriguing. It's not that the build itself is intriguing. I've seen this build 1,000 times. But seeing this guy do it tells me he's got something planned, and I want to desperately know what it is. But on the bright side, we've got jEcho just starting to mine from his gas. He's got queens on the way. Now he's sending out a drone. Just Maynarding. Okay.
Just transferring.
Yeah. Alright, there we go. Bad Man finishing his second, sending his queen right on over. Red Rover, please send your queen over.
And I would not get in that bitch's way.
No. I would, I mean, look. She could, like, stab your arm. That so wouldn't be fair. Dude, she's got a huge head. Look at that.
Throwing acid spines at you. Yeah, it's a great time.
Queens also have dreadlocks. I'm envious. Sorry, guys. If you know a little bit about me personally, Shaft has an afro about 7 or 8 inches deep right now, because I'm putting dreadlocks in the next couple of weeks. Okay, we've got Baneling Nest about halfway done for Bad Man. Baneling Nest just being started for jEcho. The Ling speed is a little bit earlier for Bad Man as well. So by doing this gasless expand into a gas, he's still getting his metabolic boost a little bit quicker, but he's taking a little bit more economic of a route than the 14-14. His opponent is ahead on economy, but Bad Man has the faster Ling speed, has the faster Baneling Nest. May or may not be applying the pressure, though, because he does have the spine crawler. His opponent is finishing spine crawler as well. So they're both in really defensive positions without knowing what the other's doing. But he's still getting that fast layer that he's so famous for. When I say he, I mean Bad Man. So I still expect to see the Overseer and he'll send the Overseer and the Changeling in at exactly the same time, which kind of messes with a lot of Zerg because you don't notice them both. You go, oh, there's an Overseer, I have to deal with this, never realizing there's a Ling in your base.
I'm kind of thinking, just because he's taking these third and fourth gases already, which I feel he actually should have took a little earlier if he was going layer, that he's going to be going Spires, but because he's still on that only 2 base.
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay, so there's the Spire there, so
Yeah.
indeed, I am right.
So we do have a third hatch now for jEcho. He's getting an Evolution Chamber, a Roach Warren. He's definitely going to be trying for that some kind of roach timing, maybe even an Infestor build, seeing he's only getting 1 Evo. But he's seen the third and fourth gas have been taken by Bad Man. So he's sending a couple of Lings in to scout for a Spire or anything. He gets the read on the Spire, so he's going to be more than ready for whatever Bad Man can throw at him.
Definitely.
The biggest losses are probably going to be the Overlords, because he's got a pretty good Overlord spread. And yeah, so that's about 400 minerals and quite a bit of supply that will be sacrificed to Mutalisks.
Yeah, well, we also have a huge swell of links coming down to this third to deny the third of jEcho. We do have a Baneling about to finish. Let's see if we can connect. Oh, he gets away.
That was
nice
close.
Control.
Yeah. Oh, and jEcho actually blew a Baneling up on like a single wing. That might have been 2. Oh, and Bad Man is sending individual wings in, hoping to kill off Banelings, just with sheer random Fog of War luck, and continually doing that too. That's pretty awesome. Also sending one into the natural. This is
the right idea.
Oh, he actually killed a Baneling with that too. Oh, sending another one right into a Spine Crawler. Ouch.
One thing with jEcho, his very first gas in his main, the right gas, he's actually only had 2 drones on it this entire game, I think, so...
Ouch. Probably a little bit nervous. I don't think he plays on shows that often. But I would want to point out something. We have Bad Man right now switching into Roach production. Well, at least he's getting the Roach one. It's 3/4 of the way done. He has said that he likes doing Roaches behind Mutalisks. But if it ever makes it to a Roach versus Roach game, he's not that good. So I'm a little bit scared for him. He is going to clean up these Overlords, as we mentioned earlier. Pretty good saturation on this third for Bad Man as well. Both players are sitting at similar economies, but jEcho has a much higher gas count.
Oh, he's actually missing a muta in his natural. I think he actually only meant to make 6, because usually you only make 6 mutas and then transition into Roach and Pester, which he is doing. But, I mean, you might as well use all of your mutas.
That is a
but
good point.
I like the opening with mutas because this forces a lot of spores. As you see, there's 4, 5, 6 spores. That's 125 minerals each.
It's 75 for the spore, but 50 for the
50
drone.
for the drone.
Right.
So, lost mining time and making the spore. So,
A lot of infestors being rushed. We've got +2 missile attacks for jEcho, as well as +1 armor finishing up, where Bad Man has 1/1 on the way with wheel reconstitution as well. We have to say jEcho is far ahead on economy. Pretty far ahead on far ahead on economy. I'm sorry, far ahead on tech. Pretty far ahead on economy because of the extra gas. But army, he's just sitting in his base. He doesn't have any map control. So Bad Man could probably go ahead and take a 4th base.
yeah, definitely. But I think right now he's probably a little worried about jEcho's army, what it actually looks like, the upgrades maybe. He knows infestors are on the way, so he has to be extremely careful with his Mutalist. He's picking off what he can every now and then, clearing towers. What he should be trying to do is actually hold towers of his own, though, because he didn't even really see this Roach army push out, I don't think.
That is not looking good. right now. But Bad Bad Man is 18 supply ahead. jEcho moved out with a small little roach force, but these lings and roaches from Bad Bad Man are going to do a lot of damage as these roaches retreat home. The question now will become, can these infestors deal with these clumped up units? Now, Bad Bad Man has all his units clustered over each other. The Mutalisks were on top of the roaches, and if he doesn't play this quite right, he may not win this engagement. Actually, even as it is, jEcho doing a great job holding it off. His roaches are looking great. He's got more roach reinforcements coming as well. Bad Bad Man trying to snipe some queens, but the
he's
infestor going down.
overcommitting.
He's just going to sacrifice these roaches, try to kill some queens, kill off any production he can. He's not even going for drones right now. Trying to kill off another
pick
queen.
up a queen.
Nope, now going for drones. Okay, that was really indecisive there. But he was pulling his opponent's roaches into the main. Now he was trying to attack the third without detection, but there was a single roach there, and jEcho is going to be able to hold it off.
jEcho also has 2 attack now, 1 armor, 2 armor on the way. Bad Bad Man has 2 attack on the way. It was an okay attack. I mean, it was the right idea. But he literally did no economic damage. Really. He killed 3 drones and lost it for an entire army.
Yeah,
so.
And he's 60 supply behind right now. jEcho is moving in with a huge force of roaches. Bad Bad Man trying to defend it with roaches of his own, but behind on upgrades and on units. This is not going to be very successful.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose this third here. There's not too much you can do about it.
jEcho going with that 4-queen march.
Right on across
to the third, but the fourth base has been taken by Bad Bad Man. But Steve goes ahead and drops the GG. Now, Bad Bad Man is a player who's known for being kind of standard. He uses the same units as other players, but he uses them in unorthodox ways. And jEcho right there was moving 4 queens across the map. No real creep spread, but yeah, sure, I'm going to go attack my opponent with 4 queens. He forced me to make them. I might as well make the best of them. I like that kind of thought process from him, but I think it's what's made him as a player is just his creative usage of the same units, but getting the most out of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's just it's also knowing like, should I counterattack now? Why do I feel comfortable counterattacking? Well, he just literally suicided his entire army into mine, and I was able to have the defender's advantage while he just pushed into the main and lost everything for 3 drones. So.
Well, let's see if he agrees with you, jEcho. Nice game.
Hey, what's up?
Not a lot, man. How's it feel taking your first victory?
Pretty good.
Sweetness. What are your thoughts on that game?
I hate it when people go mutas.
Ha. Just tell me a little bit about it. How it opened, how things flowed for you, what you were worried about, why you hate mutas. Just, give it all to me.
I hate mutas because they put you in the dark. You don't know if your opponent is going to continue making mutas, go mutiling Baneling, if he's dropped the Roach Warren and he's not really going to saturate the third, if he's going to go infestors. So unless you get kind of a lucky scout, which I did that game, then you don't really know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that game I was able to run straight in and see the Spire, so there was no guessing, is it mutas or not. I just knew mutas were coming, so it was pretty easy to get ready for it at that point, but typically that doesn't happen.
Okay, so you were doing the roaches with 1 Evo upgrades initially.
Yeah.
What made you decide to get the second Evo? Like, when you're playing a Zerg vs. Zerg, and you're doing like 1 roach upgrade, and it's a roach versus roach battle, let's just ignore that you were against mutas, and it's roach versus roach. Would you have still gotten that double Evo, or is that something you did just because of mutas, and how does that work for you?
Yeah, I did it just because he got mutas. I think I recently found out you're not supposed to do it in roach versus roach because armor upgrades are very expensive compared to missile upgrades. So even if you go roach on roach, if he's got 2-2 and you're 2-0, the extra 3 or 4 infestors that you should have because of that missing gas are actually better than the armor upgrade.
Okay.
Whereas against mutas, having 2 armor on your roaches and your queens basically makes them invincible against mutas. So I knew that mutas were coming. I know that I haven't taken any damage from Ling run-bys or anything, so if I just make 2-2 Roach Ling, or sorry, not Roach Ling, Roach Queen, and he continues making mutas, I can just walk over and kill him. Because I scouted the third and saw no gas, I knew he was going roaches, so I just waited for him to come to me.
That's awesome, dude. Very good information there. I had no clue about any of that. Anyways, we do have Bad Man wanting to play on Daybreak, so we can start this game whenever. I'm gonna keep jEcho on the call for just a couple of minutes. But what are your thoughts on Daybreak? Is this gonna change what we saw from Ohana, or are you still gonna kind of play the same and wait to see what he does?
Yeah, I like to play more defensive. I don't like to go in thinking I'm just going to attack because I'll get that stuck in my head and try to do it regardless of what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to go 3 base and then just react to whatever my opponent does.
Okay. Well, that works for me. You don't, when you're doing a best of 3, do you try to mix in like an ace play, or you're just always?
I actually don't know. For versus Protoss, I do have a cheese. I don't really have one against Zerg.
Okay.
I do know how to play different styles, but they're all still pretty much I'm gonna macro and try to counter what you do. Just different openers, I guess.
I got you. Well, I'm excited to see what you do, and good luck to you, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
No problem. All right.
So we have Game 2 of this Best of 3 series with jEcho against Bad Man. Currently, jEcho is up 1-0. Game 2 is on Daybreak, and there we go.
Definitely, Carl. Thank you for those intros, man. All right, Tebow. So we've got ZVZ Daybreak. Now, jEcho was telling us that he's not going to be trying to do any kind of aggression or anything. He's just going to wait to see what Bad Man does, but what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't know. I think Bad Man is going to try to be aggressive this time. I think, okay, actually, I was going to say maybe he'd do that 14-14 opening, but he didn't.
Nope.
Just to try to change things up to see how Echo plays against an aggressive style. I was actually going to ask Echo how he'd hold up against someone who goes the 15 pool, 15 gas, and then 16 hatch. And then it's basically just 16 drones. You drone up to 16, and then you just mass. I think it's like 24 lings, 32 lings, or something like that. And
okay,
then
that ling all in.
Yeah, you just mass lings to like 44 or whatever you want to do, really.
Well, why didn't you ask him?
Because you talk a lot.
Oh.
So.
It's my job to talk a lot. If you need to interrupt me, I won't get mad.
Well, just because I seen that his baneliness was like pretty late, so I was thinking he might have a little trouble holding that build. So I was just wondering how he'd do it based on the build he did last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jEcho is definitely getting a really late gas. Well, he's getting the gas now. It's still, give or take, 15 seconds behind Bad Man. Bad Man now getting a second. Okay, he's just extractor tricking to get over 18 supply. Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so both players are going to have gas about the same time, ling speed about the same time. It's not going to be too big of a deal, but I don't know, this opener from Bad Man.
It's really safe, basically. If you open pool before hatch, it's really safe. I mean, I always do this, honestly. On ladder, I do 15 pool, and it protects you against basically anything.
Well, I understand that. I don't know about the execution of it. jEcho is doing a build that is definitively economic. It can be classified because he delays that gas. He's getting it at a decent time. He's already 2 harvesters ahead. We saw within the next minute last game he'll get 5 or so harvesters ahead. Bad Man seems like he's straddling a line. Like he's trying to, get this, get that, and not really using it to its full potential. He's got the lings in jEcho's base though, so at the very least he will get scouting information. Uh-oh, maybe?
Not even that.
No. Ouch. Oh, he does see the baneling nest,
though.
Yeah. Cool deal.
Wow. Lucky scout.
I almost feel like jEcho showed him that.
So, yeah, it's pretty Like most people assume someone's gonna go banelings. Like roach openers are just aren't good, really.
Right, but if he showed him that, do you think there might be some trickery involved here? jEcho's a tricky player. Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, he has that overlord right there, so if the Ling did die, he could just run the overlord and just be like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
just to make sure it's still going. But he has that Ling alive, so he's just double checking, making sure it's still there.
Yep. Alright, so we've got both players getting their second gas. And, third gas for jEcho. So jEcho,
Wow, look at this really early layer. I think we're gonna see mutas again.
not surprising. Bad Man loves his Muta opening.
We don't have a third yet coming from jEcho. What's the drone count? Still really early in the game, so we actually only have 41 drones by jEcho doing nothing but droning, and 40 from Bad Man.
Don't you remember just, not even a year ago, dude, you would never see players do something so greedy as what these guys are
Oh, no.
doing. Like 14-14 Ling Baneling. That was it.
That's usually just one base. They're usually about 7-minute games at the most.
Yeah, hey, here we are, 7.5 minutes, and haven't even had a true engagement.
No.
Welcome to StarCraft 2, guys. It is finally becoming like Brood War.
Esports. Finally.
Absolutely, dude. So we've got 1-1 on the way for Lings for jEcho, so more than well, it's kind of late for those upgrades if he's doing Ling Infestor, isn't it?
Ouch. Is he grabbing the layer? Yeah, he is. I mean, they're pretty... they could be earlier, but I think it's just more just to be safe. Just to get the drone count up first, just to be safe, really. Because, I mean, he could... If he was getting those upgrades and then he get attacked, he wouldn't be able to make banelings.
So jEcho does see that Spire, by the way, guys. Yet again, jEcho with only 2 guys on extractors in his main, on both extractors now.
Yeah, it must be something he likes to do.
We need to ask him about that.
Watch him be like, yeah, it was actually a total mistake.
And we'll be like, oops, sorry.
Oh, is he going to get the third? No cancel.
Huge. I actually missed that on camera. Didn't even see that. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys, I'm bad. 9 Mutalisks on the way, 10 Lings. With this third having been eliminated, I really think that jEcho's in a little bit of a tough situation. There's a third halfway done for his opponent, and his opponent is actually way ahead on units here.
Yeah, Echo is actually in a lot of trouble. He's probably thinking, oh, it's just going to be the 6 mutas again. It's just going to be the light pressure. Oh, good job getting the third. Oh, he didn't.
Oh, those banelings were so close to killing all of those Lings.
Oh, he's going to lose all these banelings.
Ouch.
Yeah, Man's definitely just going to continue with the muta production here, and it's actually a really smart choice to do so. jEcho making extra queens. He actually still should be continuing to make queens. Just a couple banelings and some queens for defense until he can get the infestation pit up in time. He's got it up, but he's not researching pathogen glands, so...
ZVZ lately really comes down to sniping thirds, because both players will continue trying to get the third, but whoever gets their third up first will have a significant advantage. So while both of these players sniping, jEcho going for the snipe this time and succeeding, Bad Man is again progressively more and more behind, but he's 21 supply ahead. Do not run into those banelings!
That was huge.
Watch out for that tree! Watch out for that Ling. Mutalisk cleaning up some overlords, all fairly typical stuff. Now,
jEcho's actually should be on 4 gas if he's grabbing infestors. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not, or maybe he's just a little distracted, but he definitely should have a 4th gas for infestation pits.
jEcho has fixed his gas problem, by the way. And Ling's showing up again at Bad Man's third, but roaches will be there for the Bad Man.
He has that 1-1, and it's really helping with taking this hatchery down.
Ooh,
no
Queen.
cancel again.
Ouch. Now, Queens are doing an excellent job cleaning up Bad Man's Mutalisks. They were completely transfusing each other like Bad Man was really sloppy there in single targeting units, so all the queens could spread their transfuses out over each other.
I feel like Bad Man had a really huge lead, but it's just way gone now.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
as we
pissed it
see,
all
jEcho
away.
has 55 drones.
And again, jEcho going for the snipe on that third.
He's
Bad
gonna
Man
get it.
could have defended his third with those Mutalisks, but instead he chose to apply aggression, and jEcho was prepared for it at every corner.
Oh, we have a massive, what is it? 28 roaches, actually, so we do have 3 infestors, but we have 1 spawn and 10 roaches, so it's going to be pretty tough for him to hold, unless he can land the perfect fungals here.
But if he can't
Nice.
hold this, it's game over. He just canceled Bad Man's third yet again.
Oh, beautiful fungals.
I love the way Bad Man
Wow.
is using these Mutalisks right now. He's targeting down all the infestors so they can't regenerate energy, but the entire ground force of Bad Man has been taken off the map.
Yeah,
So all
Bad
he has
Man,
left is Mutalisks.
yeah, he can't reinforce because he has no economy. He has 39 drones. I mean, let's look at his natural. He has 10 drones mining right now, or mining resources, or minerals, so
Yeah.
the income's really favoring jEcho. You can make an army 2 times over, so...
Bad Man is a really good player, guys. He's very solid. But jEcho is schooling him right now. This is incredible stuff.
I'm thinking Bad Man has just some nerves going, just because, I mean, he's missed that cancel on that hatchery, I think 2 or 3 times now, so...
jEcho is a good player, and Bad Man knows that, but Bad Man is an ego problem. And he always goes into a match thinking he's better than his opponent. And even when he's behind, he says to himself, I'm better than this guy, I'll get ahead. So,
well, unless he pulls a miracle, and...
yeah, you got to admire the tenacity. Now, he's sending a counterattack to the third of jEcho, which is actually a play out of jEcho's book, because in this exact mirror situation when jEcho was defending, jEcho sent Lings to the third of Bad Man. Now, Bad Man is using the Mutalisks to defend, but these armor upgrades, just like jEcho was telling us about, these roaches are invincible.
Yeah, as we can see, these glades are doing nearly no damage against these roaches. But that is so many meters. He will be able to clean this up, but he is going to take a lot of damage first.
Absolutely. Now, that is 24 Mutalisks. If he can somehow attack his opponent with these Mutalisks and not get fungled in one huge clump, he may have a chance.
I feel like all jEcho has to do is just keep massing Lings and you can just basically kill all the buildings.
Yeah, well, jEcho is 40 Harvesters ahead.
Yeah, he did lose the third though, so he's only mining off the 2 bases with 64 drones, so... But Bad Man's base is looking pretty low. I mean, these minerals 125, 55, he's about to mine out, and this is his only mining base.
There's a time clicking, a talk clicking on his time left in this game.
So many Mutalisks.
Haha. And
Great fungals.
Oh, jEcho is the king of some infestors. Oh my god.
Wow, those Queen's transfuses are nice.
Now, he has run away from the infested Terran, but losing a lot of Mutalisks. That DPS there is insane. And Bad Man dropping the GG. Well played to jEcho there.
Alright, let's get him in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
What is up, jEcho?
Hey.
Mutalisks
Them
again, buddy.
Yep, I hate them.
Looks like he gave you a little bit harder of a time. What happened that game?
I went for, instead of the fast third, +1/+1 Zergling, which is more of a counter to the mutas.
Okay. How is that more of a counter to mutas? Just kind of explain to my new brain.
You can't really stop +1/+1 links from attacking you if you have mutas, because they absolutely crap on your lanes, and banelings aren't good either because as long as I control properly, you're never going to hit more than like 2 Zerglings with a bane lane.
Mm-hmm.
And if your mutas are at home all the time making sure I'm not killing you, then they're not doing anything to me. So I can just go in festers, and I never spent, I spent a little bit of gas on my Zerglings. You wasted 800 on your mutas, and then they don't really do anything.
Fair
So-
enough. All right. That makes mutas seem like they're crap. Just the way you leveled that right there.
Yeah, they're not great. You basically have to get your opponent by surprise. But again, I ran into his main and saw the Spire a second time, so...
So you don't think the map control or the ability to hold a third? Well, you just negated that ability, so I guess you
Yeah.
are saying that. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
The ability to hold the third, you can, as long as you establish it before the mutas are out, then the mutas can't stop you because you just put spores down. And the map control is imaginary because I'm not going to attack. I can't hit up, so I'm not going to attack you for a couple minutes, and then when I can, you can't stop me. Like, I didn't even have anything that shot mutas, and I still killed 2 of his bases.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Now, that's about all I have to ask about those games, but Tebow had a question earlier. Hopefully he still remembers it.
Alright.
I actually forget the original question, but one that we both came up with during that game is we were wondering actually, you had, for a period of time, and especially in your first game, I'm not sure if it was a mistake or not, but in your just going back to the first game, I guess, in your main gas, your very first gas that you took, you actually only had 2 drones mining from it the entire game. I'm assuming that one was a mistake?
At first, it's on purpose. I'm supposed to put it back later, but a lot of the time I forget. Because if you just leave them there after I make the baneling nest, I'm going to be taking my third, making drones, roach warren, evolution chamber, nothing that costs me gas. So if I leave 3 drones in there, I just end up with a lot of gas for no reason. But yeah, I'm supposed to remember to put it back in later on. I just don't a lot of the time.
So you're mining from 2 gas with 2 guys on gas after
No.
build... I'm sorry? Go ahead.
One gas with 2 guys,
Mm-hmm.
and then I take the other 3 and put 3 guys into them, and I probably at that point should put the 3rd guy back into the other gas. I just forget.
Okay. And game 2, you had 2 guys in both of your gas. At one
I
point.
pulled them out at one point because I wasn't sure how many infestors I was going to be able to make, and I was afraid of the mass roach follow-up that he did, and when I saw that's what it was going to be, rather than more mutas, I needed not as much gas because, I got really good fungals against him on the ramp, but you're supposed to need a lot more roaches to survive there.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Alrighty then. So we've got a ZVT now. It's going to be on Ohana. Obviously, this is different than ZVZ, but
Yeah.
what's this change thing? How does this change things for you?
Oh, it's a lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing against Terran right now. I think it's my best matchup, but I'm being pushed to be greedier and greedier, which is creating openings. So until I have, I need to solidify everything. I've been practicing with Major a lot, and there's definitely still ways for Terran to get in with their Hellions and their Banshees. It's just that most players aren't good enough to do it.
Okay. So you're lagging a little bit.
Oh.
But are you doing this gasless 3 base or?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as the Terran opens gasless, you pretty much... I feel like you have to open gasless, otherwise you're just pretty far behind.
Okay. That works for me. Are you gonna follow up your gasless 3 base with any kind of Roach Baneling thing? I've seen that real popular lately. Or are you just strictly defensive no matter what, period?
Yeah, exactly. My motto on killing Terran is basically when you have your Mass Ultra / Mass Broodlord / boat, that's when you can kill them. But up until that point, you risk throwing away any advantage you have if you dare attack them.
Fair enough, man.
Supply depots are pretty good.
That is a true story. Supply depot plus repair plus high damage unit.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, man.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. Alright.
Alright, so this is game 1 again with Infinity 7's jEcho against Smug UK. Smug UK is a rank 6 Masters Terran. with 85 wins to his 56 losses, so a really good win-to-loss ratio. Bound to be an interesting ZVT.
Agreed. Now, I'm so curious about what Smug is going to throw at us. He's got that barracks coming, but other than that... so more than likely going to be a One-Rex Expo. The real question becomes, is he going to get the 3 orbital command version, or is he going to go for that Hellion Banshee style? And how many queens is that going to force from jEcho?
I'm trying to make a question mark, and it's doing that E with the accent over it.
Alt
You know what I fixed
0191. Hold down Alt, press 0191 on your numpad.
Okay.
Fix it?
No.
Well, it should have. It would only be upside down then.
I don't want an upside down.
Alt plus 10 is the question mark. You're welcome.
No. I mean, like, look, this. Okay. Okay, actually, I won't do it again.
We're getting a little off subject, guys. There's a command center on the way for Smug UK. Like we said, One-Rex Expo. We have the hatch first out of jEcho. He's going for the pull. This is a gasless 3-base style. Now, the big question about jEcho here is going to be what supply, what time does he take this third? And again, how many queens is he going to make before taking it?
I actually have a really hard time. Like, when I've been experimenting with taking a quick third when I see command center first, I get punished pretty hard for it, because, I mean, they'll follow it usually up with a 3 racks or 4 racks, which we see Smug doing a 3 racks. They usually open up, they have combat shields, they're about 20 Marines, and just come attack your third, and there's, usually most Zerg players play a little too greedy. 4 racks actually, and just drone. They don't have the banelings or anything to counteract the Marines.
True story. Now I do want to inform people, because not a lot of people know this, but at the top right-hand side of Ohana is actually Belshire Beach. Don't believe me? Good look. Okay, so we've got a second orbital on the way for Smug. Obviously, that's typical. Bunkers coming up as well. He's building that supply depot that jEcho was scared of. And we've got the third base for jEcho. Speak of the devil. 2 queens, 3 queens. No more queens on the way, so... Oh, there's the 4th queen. So this is kind of the bare minimum number of queens you want. 4 queens. Some people go all the way up to 6 queens. And 6 queens is super safe. Gets you a lot of creep spread, a lot of injects. You've just got a lot of energy to spread around. But 4, you can invest that money a lot earlier into a lot more things.
Yeah, he's actually getting a 5th queen here. He already has 4, so the creep spread's going to be wild. He's probably going to save one of the queens for a transfuse, just for the Marine pressure that's going to be coming.
SCB trying to go into the natural of jEcho, but those 2 queens says, on your dead mother.
On your dead mother.
Yes, sir. Now, I do want to point out that SCVs usually smoke cigarettes. They have an orange filter, so I think they're Newports. That being said, I want a Newport. Marines moving out onto, this is Alnaga Tower, just clearing the towers. This is a lot of Marines for such an early time in the game. This is a byproduct of the 4 barracks that he produced so early. He's got a tech lab on the way. He's got that 3rd orbital. So not going for that Banshee or Hellion style that we were discussing earlier. This is going to be heavy Marine, and there's nothing at the 3rd to really defend for jEcho.
Yeah, this is a really tough position. This is why I don't usually like getting a quick 3rd, because Marines can get in those crevices between the mineral fields, and it just sucks for Lings. So.
Absolutely. See, if he did not have the creep spread that he does, and he's just now getting it in time, these queens would probably die. They are actually trying to kite Marines and doing a fairly good job of it. Now he's going to need to transfuse that queen. It's the only one with energy. That was
Oh,
close.
save it.
Save it. Save her life. Okay, he's got energy on his other queen, so now he's just baiting. Oh, you can't lose it!
Oh, wow. Great control there.
Very nice, very nice. I don't know why he did not transfuse that and still hasn't.
And just the lings that he made during the beginning of that fight, or the only lings that he made during the whole time, he used the queens for defense for that and the rest of the fight, so...
2 Evos are on the way, as well as a Baneling nest for jEcho. But we've got a factory finally being produced, as well as +1 infantry attack, as well as stem, marauders as well. He's knocking down the destructible rocks between his own third. So we have Smug transferring himself into a macro game.
Definitely. I was actually watching a Day 9 Daily today, and it was actually saying the build that Smug's doing is actually meant for defensive purposes, so the Marines that he made actually should have only been used for defense.
Hey, mixing it up a little bit, I like it. Now we've got 2
Yeah.
macro hatches on the way for jEcho, which is not something you usually see from a player that wants to go for Broodlords.
2 macro hatches, wow.
So 1-1 upgrades on the way for jEcho. He's not getting that 4th gas. There's the 4th gas, but he's not getting his 5th and 6th gas. He's been on 3 gas for 10 minutes. He's getting 1-1 upgrades. I want to reiterate that point. He's not rushing the Broodlords here. So he's flying a little bit in the face of standard. I like it.
I think it's going to be kind of like mass Ling Infestor Banelings, to be honest. He only has 1, 2, 3, 4 gases, so...
Ultras versus Broodlords. What are your thoughts?
On this map, Ultras are really bad, just because if you take a look at the Terran's 4th, you have to run up a ramp, and the only way that Ultras are good is if the Ultras are on top of that ramp. Most times, the Terran will be waiting for you up there, so
Okay.
you can't get the concave you need, and yeah, so...
Are there any time that Ultras are good?
In the middle of the map, if you can catch them in the middle, of course, they're
Not
good.
even just
but,
this map. Any map.
Oh, well, if you see that the Terran has a Marine Marauder army, you don't really want to go for Ultras.
Okay.
It's just, you just really want to go for Broodlords right away there. Because, I mean, 10 Marauders do a lot of damage against Ultras.
So we got a 4th base being taken now by jEcho. I want to point out, it's 12 minutes into the game, and half the map is covered in creep. He literally has 2 his opponent's Zelnaga in creep. Ling scouting the 3rd, just as it lands, sees a pretty sizable chunk of Smug's army. Rest of it's chilling in the natural. Just a couple of medevacs and some reinforcements running along the way.
Continuing that Marine Marauder production, jEcho's +2 is actually a little behind the Terrans, but that's fine. It'll all equal out in the end. Okay, we do see a hive tech coming. Do we see a spire on the way? No spires yet, so it looks like he may be going for Ultras,
Yeah.
but...
Well, I like the Ling Baneling force that we see out of jEcho. I think that is didn't get around on just a couple of infantry. No problem. But the pure Ling style that we're seeing from jEcho is keeping him safe with expending mostly nothing but minerals. He's got a huge mineral-based economy. He didn't take those gas for so long. He still hasn't even started mining from his 5th and 6th gas. So he's actually he's rigged his economy because of his composition, and I like the way this is playing out for him, because every little prong that Smug throws at him, he's ready for it.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, look at all these defensive Lings at Echo's 4th, just to prepare for drops. Like, he has so many Lings. How much he has? He has 113 with only 3 infestors. That's a pretty low count.
Yeah. But he's got Ultra List Cavern about halfway done. Metabolic Boost about a third of the way done. Burrow's on the way. 2 2s on the way. Dude, his creep spread is...
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is insanity. Smug is not being anywhere near aggressive enough. He needs to do drops. He needs to push out, clear some of his creep. He needs to do something.
I think Smug's actually just pretty much going to flat out die battle just because, I mean, he's going to get fungled. There's just so many lings. He has no tanks to take out infestors or banelings or anything like that. So, I mean, he has no AoE. This is so many lings.
Sorry, I'd like to just point out that Smug had just managed to kill 2 of jEcho's infestors with a drop that was cleaned up.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess we both missed that, Tebow.
Yeah.
But Smug is finally clearing out some of this creep, and jEcho is coming in from a flank, and ooh, that's a lot of infantry, but there's banelings there, and they're really clumped up. Link's getting a good surround. Fungal's going off.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Just easily cleaned up.
Yeah, those 2-2 upgrades, man, they are melting.
The creep spread is so good that the Terran is not able to take his 4th.
Ouch.
And he won't be able to take this other base either, because that's going to have creep on it in 2 seconds, so...
Poor guy. He is literally going to be choked to death by creep.
Yeah, and with the way jEcho said he likes to play Terran, he's not going to attack this guy until he has Broodlords and Ultras, apparently, so...
You would think being maxed out on Lings, he'd feel a pressure to attack, you know?
Well, I think he's about to mass Banelings and then probably give it a go. I mean, he has a good bank, so he probably feels pretty comfortable to do so.
He has 100 gas. I don't think he's massing Banelings. Uh-oh.
Well, he did just make a lot of Banelings.
I just see that. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm retarded. Apparently. But there's 5 Ultralisks on the map. He's got his Spire about halfway done. 2 upgrades for Smug. Smug is at 200 supply, so if he's going to try to do this, it's going to be now. Wow, jEcho has buried a Ling at his opponent's 5th base and then built a hatchery there. He's doing the same thing at the other possible 4th with creep spread. jEcho, you're an asshole.
Your hero is an asshole. Oh, if this gets fungled, oh my god.
Oh, Smug. His army just melted away. His economy completely stifled. He has creep wrapped around his neck and digging in his swim trunks. This poor guy.
Oh, those Baneling hits are just too good.
jEcho, of course, making 112 more lanes. Ouch.
Yeah, that's definitely GG.
We've got 1-1 flying attack upgrades on the way. The 3rd attack upgrade for Lings. 3rd armor upgrade about halfway done. Wow. SCV's getting cleaned up. Smug has literally been schooled. I mean, there's just no way he's getting back in this game. We need Jeopardy music right now.
Do 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 do.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just as soon as you finish your song.
I have like I said, I think really we should be having him mainly just play against Grandmasters, seeing as it needs to be some sort of challenge for him. But I mean, like I think Corliss would be a good matchup. I have one of my buddies, he's a Grandmaster Zerg. He's willing to play.
I agree. I definitely agree with that, but we'll finish this best of 3 at least.
Yeah, definitely. I'd definitely like to see a ZVP.
Ooh, yeah, that would be pretty fun. We'd get every matchup mixed into this, this...
Okay, just one question then. We already had days lined up after,
What...
he's rank 9 master.
Tebow, your thought?
He's a rank 4 master.
Rank 4, I lied.
Even I'm ranked higher.
He's got a point.
Are we just gonna say that we're not
Yeah, just
Alright.
tell them there's too many
Just
people
for
responded.
time-wise.
Yeah, too many people responded, and the rules do clearly state we take the best players first.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, bro.
Can you talk to your friends and make sure get them in the Clan Eat channel just for
Oh, yeah,
administration?
he's already in here. He's the barcode guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
All right.
Hey, jEcho, we noticed that game was ridiculously easy for you.
Yeah. If the Terran doesn't kill me really quickly, like that first little marine thing that he did,
Uh-huh.
then most Terrans can't keep up after that.
I want to personally ask you for a tip, because that creep spread was insane. How did you do it?
Keep spreading it.
Like most people
Just
when
stay
they're
on top
like
of it.
macroing or whatever,
Yeah.
they have like a specific cycle when they're, they hit their inject, then they go look at their army kind of idea. Do you
Yeah.
do something like that, or?
Yeah, you just inject and creep spread. You don't look at your army. You don't actually have to look at your army unless it's early on and you need to micro.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much you're just setting up surrounds, or obviously when you get infestors, but otherwise the macro cycle is just inject 5 times, spread creep, inject, spread creep, over and over. When you're building, some people look at their base when they're building units, but you don't actually have to do that.
Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Now, we're moving into our second game. It's going to be on Totterim Altar. This is known for being a Terran map.
Yeah.
So,
Fun times.
do you feel threatened by this
I
lowly masters?
don't know how to play this map.
Ah!
I've had it vetoed for a very long time because the rocks at the third
Well,
just
this is
kinda
going to
ruin
make
everything.
it very interesting, then. Very interesting. I can't wait to see what kind of ace you pull out of your sleeve for this, then. Even
Oh,
if you
it's gonna
drop
be
a
the-
game,
Me too.
even if you drop a game, we won't hold it against you. He's only ranked
Okay.
4 masters.
On this map, I always do the DRG Muta style. That's the only way to go.
Nice, nice. Alrighty, jEcho, good luck.
Alright.
All right. So we have game 2 of this best of 3 series again with Smug UK against our guest, Infinity 7's jEcho. The series is currently 1-0 in jEcho's favor, and the map is going to be MLG Tal'Darim Altar.
Awesome, dude. Okay, so Tebow, you were talking about DRG's Mutalisk style, and you like to use it on this base, or on this map, I'm sorry. What is it, and why?
Well, because it's so hard to get a third on this map because of those rocks, what DRG does, he stays on 2 base a lot longer than the typical Zerg, who sees a command center first or racks, and that one racks expand. He does a quick macro hatch. He gets his layer pretty much as quick as Bad Man did in his ZVZ, and he just mass lings and mutas. So with those early lings, you would be able to destroy the rocks, fortunately enough. But with the early mutas, you'd be able to put on a lot of pressure to the Terran to keep him on his probably 2 base, and then you double expand from there. So you get the economic lead from there, and you're still always able to put on the pressure. So
Hey, sounds like fun, man.
it's a fun build. Mutas are fun.
Dude, mutas are actually like my favorite unit, just because I was a
Yeah.
huge Brood War fan, and
Yeah, exactly.
Mutaling was just it for the longest time. So my ZVT for the longest time in StarCraft 2 was pure Mutaling. I miss those days.
Mine still is. I really don't like to use infestors that much.
Well, I've even seen players like Alcresh using roaches. You see Alcresh using roach muta. You see Nurchio using roachling infestor. I mean, you've got... It's so interesting that 6 months ago, Idra was making VODs about how useless roaches are in this matchup. And today, everybody's
being
making
used.
them.
Oh yeah, obviously it started in Korea, which is why I said obviously. But I mean, there's this roachling baneling composition that you can pretty much use through the whole game, and it'll win. I mean, one of my friends used it for about a month, and he literally had a 100% win rate with it.
Ling
So,
Baneling, pure Ling Baneling.
Roach Ling Baneling
Oh.
against Terran, and yeah, like, it was insane. His EVT was so good from there, but then once Terran figured out, oh wow, like, I'm supposed to make Marauders and stuff, okay.
What are Marauders for?
I know, right? It's not like they're
Anyway.
good against roaches.
Yeah. We do have that one Rax Expo, second Rax down, third Rax down, Smug doing the exact same build. We'll see if he decides to keep it completely defensive, because I think that's what this game came down to. You said it last game. The build he's using is designed to be defensive, but he used those early Marines to be very, very aggressive, and was then playing from the back foot from then on. He couldn't apply any pressure. He couldn't punish jEcho. He couldn't even really move out onto the map. So if he plays it a little more defensive, delays that timing attack until he has a lot more substance to it, he may fare a little bit better in this game.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be quite hard to do impossible really to do marine pressure unless he procs Rax, so it's gonna be quite a long game, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm hoping for, as ZVT is one of my favorite matchups to cast. Banelings and tanks make me scream like a little girl. Hey, it's true.
Well, jEcho actually got really lucky here as well, just because it is cross positions, and we're really lucky that Smug did not spawn in the upper right corner, because you know how tanks are on this map when you spawn and your Terran partner's behind you.
Absolutely. Now, you get butt raped. Whenever a Terran is behind you, you get butt raped.
Literally, because they're humans, so they can do it.
Yeah. No, what you're talking about is this cliff, the positioning of the natural here and the way this mineral line is exposed to the low ground here. Tanks here, plus medevacs that are flying, can see your drone line, therefore they can shoot your drone line. You have to come all the way around here and attack this narrow little corridor with lings, which are melee units, so you don't have a good flank, you don't have a good surround. Roaches, however, change the game because you can fire from up here while getting that surround.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, I don't know. A lot of people just don't really think of roaches on this map because it's such a huge map, and also they want to try. I think on this map it's a great idea to get mutas because it's a huge map. So I mean, most people are saving all their gas for those mutas, and it usually hits just before the mutas come out, or just as they're coming out. So.
And that's the exact logic behind why Crash does roach muta.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of interesting upgrades on the way. We've got Ling Speed finishing up, 1-1 upgrade for jEcho. We've got 2 engineering bays on the way, Stem Pack finishing up now. We've got 2 Marines on the way, as well as another orbital command.
You know how ridiculous it is for Lings to kill rocks? If you had one Ling attacking a rock, it would literally take 1,000 hits.
Do you know how ridiculous it is for a Terran to have his third orbital before the Zerg lays down his third hatch?
Oh, I know. And he's just going to lift it off right now and put it there. Because he can.
He may, or he may just go for it. Yep, you're a jerk. So both players are vying for the Zermaga Towers. But jEcho is going to hold it for just a second, and Smug shooting that Ling down. You know, Lings are the size of, like, Greyhounds. Seriously.
Oh my god.
If you ever zoom in on a Ling, look at how tall a Marine is, and then look at how tall the Ling itself is. It's pretty crazy.
I'm going to try.
You're going to try. Okay. Ling's moving across the map. He is still just fighting for control of the Zermaga Towers. And my little puppy, he's a dachshund. His name is Sinbad, has just joined the cast.
Sinbad.
Yes, sir.
I used to like that show.
Now, the third orbital has finally landed, so both players are now on 3 bases. But jEcho's is just now building, whereas his opponent's already mining and muling at his.
Yeah, mules. Yeah.
See, I'm really intrigued to see what jEcho is going to do here. He's using a small Ling squad to apply a little bit of pressure to this third, but it almost seems like just floating it away and letting the Marines.
Well,
This
the
will be
crazy thing to
wasted.
think here before this attack happens is that he's up in SCVs. Like, that's insane. He's Terran's beating a Zerg in drone protection.
All comes down to the orbital, man. All comes down to that orbital.
Oh, he's not mining with that? Oh. Too late now.
Fourth base is on the way for the jEcho, who is also getting pathogen glands as well as 2-2. We've got concussive shells finishing up now for Smug UK, as well as his 1-1 upgrades about a third of the way through.
Just talking to Corliss right now.
Awesome. I'm excited to get him on the show again.
Yeah, say round 2.
Hell yeah. Maybe we'll even invite them both to the call. Wouldn't that be
If he
fun?
still has his mic, his friend's mic, I don't know.
Yeah, true. Interesting position for a sensor tower.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think he might have misclicked.
I think so as well, man. I think so as well. Now, jEcho is worried about drops at this point. He's getting a spore and spine at the back of his natural, as well as his third. Not worried about his main, though. That's interesting. Fifth base on the way. Fourth base just now getting some drones at it. And the hive about halfway done. Dude, 13-minute hive. What is jEcho thinking? How can this guy be so good?
Well, he knows that that's basically the thing, though. Like, when you see a Terran go quick third base, you know his production is just going to be crazy in a couple of minutes. So you just need to get to hive, get your adrenal glands, get your broodlord started, and you'll be good. But yeah,
Well,
it's
jEcho
3-base Terran scary.
jEcho is finishing up that static defense now. His hive just completing as well. But he's still not worried overly much about his gas, and that just blows my mind. He's literally mining from 5 gas at the moment.
Well, Smug is actually forgetting something really important, and that is his upgrades.
Ouch.
He's sitting on 1-1 right now, while jEcho's on 2-2, working on 3-3 right now, and Terran hasn't even started his 2-2.
Okay, so Smug about to be moving out onto the creep again. He's clearing out creep because he doesn't want to get strangled like he did last game.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, God.
It really helps to clear the Zerg creep because that slows his units down from getting into position. He's less efficient at dealing with drops, and he can't chase you as far if you try to run away.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't really think it's a good idea to send your entire army to clear creep.
No. Unless you have tanks.
Unless you have tanks, yes. Which
That's-
I guess Smug really doesn't like, because he hasn't made one tank in these 2 games.
No, none at all. He's actually pulling all his SCVs from that third.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Here's what's up. He knows that he's about to mine out his natural, so he's just going ahead and pulling it off a little early. I don't think this is a good move. That's what he's
Well, I
doing.
mean, most of his natural has, well, half of the patches, I guess, have like 800. So, I mean, he still has a while to go.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's the best move, but that is what he's doing.
It is what it is.
Ling and Fester Ultra, go, go, go! And here we go, Lings are going to surround a lot of the infantry on the ground, but all it's going to take is one good fungal growth, but the infestors have decided to just hang out on the creek.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea to go ultras on this map, because they're a little more mobile than broodlords are.
You also have a lot more open area.
Yeah, exactly, so...
They say about
Good
6
fungals.
ultras is all you need. 6 to 8 ultras, any more than that is a waste. Do you agree with that kind of statement?
I can see why, but I mean, I like to, if you can, I see a lot of pros go to like 9 to 12 sometimes like, usually when they remax anyway. Like, they start off with, maybe 6 and, or not infestors, ultras, and like clean up the army a bit, and then remax with like 9 to 12 more.
Right.
Because if you kill like all of their marauders, they're not killing your ultras.
That's true. Marauders are hugely crucial against ultras. But I think that's why people favor the ultra and the brood vortex switch so much. Is it forces players to get a lot of marauders, and then marauders, what are they going to do? Lay on their back and shoot up?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way that you can actually give your lead away, is by making too many ultras and them cleaning up your army when you think you're going to just straight out win the game. I think Echo should, well, I mean, it really doesn't matter, he's so far ahead now, but I mean, I think he should have a lot more banelings in this composition, seeing as he knows there's no tanks.
Well, Queen just got killed off at jEcho's 5th base. Looks like he may even lose this hatchery, as well as a couple of drones being sent in, but those drones being sent in allow the lanes to get there in time, so the hatchery will not fall, and Smug UK being forced to pick his units up. But he's going to hop right on up that high ground. Uh-oh, this could be really bad for jEcho.
Where's his infestors at? Oh.
In the middle of the
Once
map.
his infestors get there, he'll be alright.
Uh-oh, killing off those spine crawlers again. jEcho's at 201 supply.
Smug's just completely neglecting upgrades this game. It's been 20 minutes in, he's still not 3-3.
Poor dude, man. Poor dude.
And he has such a bank, too. It's unfortunate.
Spire.
CJ Echo working on the greater Spire, yeah, you said it.
So he's getting both the Spire and the greater Spire.
Double upgrades, always a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's getting 2 because he's on 5, 6 bases, so, he has quite the bank. He can afford double upgrades, and it's a good idea because, I mean, Marines are going to be 3-3, well, they should be, and then, the quicker you can get your Broodlords to 3-3, well, for Vikings too, right? So.
Right. I also think it's wise that he's not putting it in the typical location there in his main. The problem is, I mean, it is in his natural, so if there is a base race, it's not really going to be too much safer. But the fact is, if there's a drop, he can always build that greater Spire immediately and not lose anywhere near as much time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we do have Smug UK is going to go ahead and lose a couple of units here to a pure lean.
Oh, see, this just isn't a good idea. Trading your whole army for a hatchery.
Nice.
Actually, he didn't even get the hatchery.
Ouch. Oh, that's the wrong way.
11 HP.
That would make me so mad. Smug has got to be like kicking himself right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's just nothing you can do. He doesn't have 3-3. He has a huge bank, but no.
If he had 3-3, that hatchery wouldn't be alive right now.
Oh, it definitely wouldn't be alive. But he's just sacrificed too many small armies for nothing.
He's also floating 3,000 minerals, 4,000 gas. So his macro is falling off quite a bit.
Ravens are so good late game. I don't know why every Terran doesn't use Ravens.
Yeah, this guy's not really using them either. Corruptors are on the field though, so they wouldn't be long for this world. Again, you'd need quite a bit of them to deal with the corruptors. But this Planetary Fortress is going to pose a little bit of an issue. SCV repair doing its damage, but the game is clearing that up rather easily, and thus cleaning up that Planetary Fortress.
Smug forcing another attack. Good splits. I'd really like to see Smug do just even like a 2 Marine drop on this 4th base up here by Echo.
2 Marine
just to
drops,
kill it off.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, man, just 2 Marines, easy.
Alright, so Ultra, Ling, Corruptor, and Fester. Taking yet another victory off Smug UK.
Awesome.
Going to go ahead and add our guest back to the call. Just a warning for everybody, once we get jEcho's input on this next game, or on that last game, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. So just heads up to everyone.
Sweet.
All right, quick question. Is Corlith interested in playing then?
Okay, he's definitely interested in playing. He'll play after his league game, his ladder game.
All right, sounds good, because I was talking to this barcode guy, and apparently he doesn't want to play unless Corlith is playing first. It's really confusing. But all right, sounds good.
Okie doke. jEcho!
Hey.
Looked like we watched the same game 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
Terran's overpowered.
Terran's overpowered. Okay.
Smug made just so many mistakes there just for getting upgrades for minutes on end. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why
Like-
he was throwing SCVs away.
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're only on 4 base. I'm pretty sure I can see every other base on the map, so...
Do you think when he's going that composition Marine Marauder, do you think he has to also have tanks in there if you're going for the Ultra style?
It's hard on a map that big to use the tanks, because I'll never fight him, I'll just keep running around him. He just needed to be more effective with his drops. By the time he was finally dropping, I was already just dropping extra hatcheries so that it didn't really matter even if he killed the base.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Now, so you're not really worried about Maynarding at all?
No, like when the drones, when I was transferring some drones and I kind of saw him killing them, I was happy because I put too many of them in one of the gases and I was actually too lazy to take them out.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. It makes me so happy to hear a pro player say that because I feel the same way. All right, man. Well, that seems like it's going to wrap up those games. They were a little bit low caliber for this show. So, but we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. I'm sure you could use a soda or something like that. Then
Yeah.
we'll launch into another best of 3. We probably can get 2 more in. Stay on schedule. That sound good with you?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, so 2 more best of 3s, and then we'll call it a night. All right, guys, 5-minute break. It is now 11:30. We'll meet here at 11:35. See you on the other side. Bye-bye.